Incredible game. I can't say enough about the fight of the group. Miami played a beautiful game, and they gave us obviously everything we could handle. I thought Wes actually had really good velocity. I thought the cutter was good. The breaking pitch, the bigger breaking ball was fine. The change-up threw some good change-ups, and we have that knack from time to time. As it was happening, I was thinking of how many 4-run innings we've had in the middle of some of our games. It's got to be a number that I have not seen, and there were clearly plays that needed to be made. We know that. Then he made really one bad pitch. It might have been his worst fastball of the night, and that guy absolutely drilled it. And then he got back in there, and we kept right on going. And we've seen that before, and it had a tough feel as that was unfolding for us. We get the big double play, Meeble, that was big, and then the execution of the pitch that has a clear escape plan to it where we're trying to go with that. It didn't get there, and I think it was Sosa that popped it into right field. So there was a little more momentum. I thought we grabbed it like, this is okay. Base loaded, nobody out, double play, good. Maybe we get out of this thing, and they extended it. But the home runs clearly matter. They're impactful. I think the first few were solo home runs. I guess Carnes and then Dowd and Stutzer. I don't know if that was a solo or not. I can't remember. I think so. And then obviously the big one was Eli, and he's such a great kid and works hard and just goes about it. I think I've said this before. You don't know if he's 0 for 4 or 4 for 4 or 14 for 14 or 0 for 14. He just shows up and does his work, is mature. Go play first, go play second, you're DH and you're pinch hitting, we need you to do this, go bunt. And he just does it. So you're happy for kids to get a reward in a huge moment. And the same with Ben Barrett. It seemed like the right thing to try. And the guy has 3 hits and scores the winning run. And if you had started this season and said that is what was going to happen tonight, he was going to play first base, score the winning run, have 3 hits, you wouldn't believe it could happen. And that's what's magical about the sport. And I think the guys that actually work at it and go about it the right way, mind's in the right spot, heart's in the right spot, locker room moxie is correct, they do get rewarded. And it's sometimes not often enough, but tonight it was. It was rewarded tonight. I'm proud of those guys. Kinnear, best he's ever thrown in his life. That's the best he's ever thrown. Those sliders had bite, teeth, depth, and he would still be out there doing it if we needed it. And again, hard working dude who got rewarded tonight with one of the more memorable games in this stadium in a regular season format. I know there's been a lot of good ones, a lot against the University of Miami, but that one's up there for me. Special stuff.
Coach, special come behind win tonight. What would you have to say with all the games you've had throughout your time as a player and coach? Where does this one rank among all those games?
This is right up there because the feeling of the first 4 or 5 or 6 innings of that game were just tough. Like, we were not playing the type of baseball that we walked off the field in South Carolina at Clemson playing. We were not. And I don't like it, and nobody liked it. The guys didn't like it. There wasn't any aspect of it that was good enough. And then the rest, the intensity at the end, I'll just never forget the flip of the switch, which it wasn't that. It was better execution and focus and management of at bat. And this is up there in the top. I've had some good ones to go to Omaha, and I remember some of those moments too. In a regular season game with what was at stake in this sort of rivalry, it's as good as I can recall.
Eli was 2 for his last 20, and obviously had found the bench because of the struggles.
Now he's 4 for 22.
What does it mean
Is that
for
my
him to
math?
have that moment, and what can it do for him closing out this year?
Well, you see the impact. Like, you see how he can impact the ball, and we've seen that all year. And then you hope confidence and that moment gives him a different feel moving forward. That's what you hope for, and it clearly will. You'll never forget that feeling and moment, ever. So you've got the adrenaline and the karma that goes with those moments, and that's what he's capable of doing. And there's things he'll still work on with some of the areas that give him trouble with the at-bats. I mean, he knows that, and he'll keep at it, but it's going to help him, no question.
Is that 11th inning at bat for him equally as good because he
Yes, it's equally as important, not as dramatic, equally as important. You know, for that thing to end the way it ended, I mean, we had opportunities. We can break that down another time, but we were in position to probably end that thing earlier. But yeah, I mean, that is a critical moment, and those balls were absolutely throttled, both of them.
The ninth inning starts with Gabe working a walk. When you have a rally, a 3-run rally, a lot of times it comes down to stuff like that. Him not swinging at that 3-2 pitch,
Yeah.
getting on base, that's a big deal, right?
Yes. You know, when you do look at the bigger inning, I think 3 might be the start of the big inning number and up from there. There's usually a walk, a hit batter, a defensive lapse involved in it, because at this level, you're not going to string 6 hits together very often, if ever, it feels like right now. So one of those inserted into the middle of some other more damaging ball-moving type of at-bats, it's huge. It was huge at the end. And those guys like to compete, and he's right there in that mix. They like to compete, and they want to win.
Following up on what Corey said, Frazier gets on first, and then Ben hits that one into right field. Looked like Frazier was kind of halfway there. He didn't know second base was going to make a play. Gets to third base on the hustle. What does it say just kind of about that competitive nature you just mentioned?
You know when somebody wants to win and plays with tremendous intensity and emotion, and he's got it. And that was smart. Like some of our base running today, not so much. That was smart. Like he put himself in position where if the guy caught it, he can get back. But he knows with his ability and the angle of that ball, he's still going to be in position to move. So good stuff. Proud of the guy. The double play was big. He's made some really nice plays for us too.
Hey, Coach, throughout this year, this team has had to deal through adversity, whether it's players going down due to illness or sickness, with players coming in like Ben Bear tonight, and this team, and players stepping up through players that are injured. What do you think that says about players like him and this team?
I told the guys it's as proud as I've been in a moment, in a game, because the unselfishness of what it takes to not be involved, and then all of a sudden you're involved, and guys are playing positions that they may not be quite as familiar with, and there's no selfishness. That's all I can ask for. When you sign up to do this, the desire to win, the intensity, the focus, and the unselfishness in the locker room of when I get a shot, I'm going to do everything I can to help the team, that's what you want to see. And you don't always. You don't. But that'll be a fun box score. I didn't get the box score tonight. I didn't need to look at stats. I could care less. But when you look at who was in there and you reflect on the entirety of the season and you look at who just played and what just happened and how it happened and how the game ended, that'll be one that I'll hold on to.
For Dow, obviously his last at bat before his final one was a home run. Comes up with the bases loaded, a chance to win it, and he stays patient. He doesn't swing. Called him an on-base machine the other day. What does it say about him to not get jumpy in that moment and allow the winning run to come home?
He's a mature player, and he's seasoned, and he knows what he's doing when he's up there. And his first at bat, it's fun to watch the progression of this, and if you're not really pitch by pitch watching it, but the first at bat, the slider got him, and then I think he came up second and third and hit the ball off the pitcher. I think got a glove on it, but the quality of the adjustment to get to that at bat, that tells you how much sense and feel he has. And I talk to you guys about pitch recognition. You know guys that really have it and manage it, and he's at the front of the line. He absolutely hangs in there with lefties. He adjusts. He pitch by pitch navigates it, stays within the confines of what he's trying to do with the zone. And that's polish. It's advanced hitting. The swing is part of that. That's another aspect of it that's very good. But yeah, he's polished with what he's doing within his approach of the plate, no question.
In that spot, when it's 2-0 with the bases loaded with the new pitcher, is he such a veteran that you don't have to give a red light? Like, if it's there, he's going to be swinging. Like, how does it work? Is it player by player, or is that?
I didn't ask him. 3-0, obviously we did, and he's like, don't even give me. He's like, I know, I'm telling you. But with a hitter like that in the 2-0 count, they know I give them a little sign on how selective, and we're zoning this thing up to the size of a baseball. Like it's got to be that lane that you're looking for. because I do respect the opportunity they have to drill one and end it that way. And then if it's all of a sudden 2-1 and you ask somebody to take, I feel out who's up there. And in his case, in my mind, I did not red light him on the 2-0 pitch, but 3-0, of course, yes. And the pitch recognition does help too. When you have the confidence in the recognition and the decisiveness of what they're doing, it's easier to let somebody like that swing if they feel it.
It's consistently been West to John for you this year. Obviously, John's unavailable. The decision to go with Cade and making that decision, just what went into that in that moment as you went.
Well, I knew how this was going to end, so I thought that was clearly the right thing. O'Leary, Meeble, and Kinnear, right? Who wouldn't? I didn't like the feel of what was going on in the moment, and there's a couple more games coming at you. And O'Leary's got incredible stuff. Incredible. So finding a moment that, hey, it's clean, there's no runners, let's just go do your thing, and he hits the guy with the cutter the first pitch, and he's going to grow through it. But I wasn't ready to Kinnear or some of the more experienced guys in that moment just because of the game talking to me and telling me, like, maybe we need to see if we can hold serve with some of these guys for a while and then see what happens. Now, as we're doing that, we also had somebody else in the bullpen on alert, because we knew Wes was coming out of the game. So, you have Kinnear or you have O'Leary ready to go, right? And we also had somebody else in case we banged a bunch out and we thought Kinnear needed to be in the game at that point. Then we kind of had that alert going in the bullpen, and obviously we didn't do it. But that was our thought there. And Cade's going to be very, very, very good here. That breaking ball is spectacular. He's going to figure it out, and there's signs and times that he absolutely does. So we have no problem running him out there. We just thought that was a good switch from West to that thing. We just didn't have it.
You want him to have the clean inning to begin.
What's that?
You want him to have the clean inning to begin.
Well, Wes was at the end. That was enough for Wes. It was a shorter week. I think he was at 95 pitches at that time. I know he could have gone back out, but we were about to flip the lineup over again, and you run him out there for a couple hitters, and all of a sudden that thing's at 106 pitches, and it just didn't seem right. So yes, everything lined up that he needed to enter the game.
Hey, Coach. Yesterday you mentioned that lately you guys have been trying to have a more conservative approach to the pitch count and the pitches that you use in the bullpen. Do you think that's an approach that you're going to continue to use throughout the rest of this series and heading into the postseason?
No. We're going to be smart, but I have tried to get to this point in the season, and I think all three of our starters who've logged a significant amount of innings, I think they're all right where you want them to be. So I have been, and I've been through a lot at a lot of different universities and coaching this age kid and all the development and strength and torque that they throw with now. I've become a little bit more cautious. Now, there's going to be a moment when it might need to look more traditional, and somebody might need to bounce back, or Wes might need to go back out there and try to get us the next inning too, because of how things have materialized in the bullpen or where we are or how he's throwing. So I've tried to keep some chips in my hand so that when we do get down the very stretch of this thing, they're fresh, and if somebody needs to go a little bit, it may look a little more traditional and the bounce back with some of the relievers. I just want to be smart and look out for their future as we do that.